Good morning, St. Francis, and good morning, people of God. It is Monday, the 16th day of May, 2022, Monday of the 5th week of Easter, the 30th day of Easter. Coming to you from the cloister walk that surrounds our community center, where our gymnasium is for our school, the Franciscan school, as well as kind of in front of the Carillon. Oh, a nice little kind of image. There's a nice little view of the Carillon to our chapel over here. It's going to be a very warm day here in Carolina, unseasonably warm. I can't stand it, but it should break by weeks and a little bit. So if you are in Carolina, keep cool, keep out of the humidity as we experience this next couple of days. This 5th week of Easter, we continue again with the Acts of the Apostles and the experiences of Paul and Barnabas as they begin to bring the message of Christ's resurrection, the good news of salvation, the transformation of human destiny and human life to other parts of the Roman Empire, other parts of the Mediterranean. And they move into areas of Greece. They are in Iconium, a city on the Greek coast, and nobody likes them there, so they try to stone them, and so they have to leave. Then they go to Lystra, which is another city, and they heal a man who has been paralyzed, and the people of Lystra begin to think that they are gods, and so they want to offer sacrifices to them. And Paul and Barnabas have to tell them, no, don't do that, but they keep wanting to offer sacrifices. So here we just have how the work of the Spirit, the work of God, the work of the gospel can be misinterpreted in so many ways. You had Jewish authorities trying to just kill them because of what they're doing. You have Greek leaders and Greek people basically thinking that they are gods and goddesses. Nobody's getting the message right at all, which is why the message has to constantly be proclaimed again and again and again, because we don't get it right at first hearing. We don't get it right maybe after the 5th or 15th or 1500th hearing. It has to be spoken again and again to us. This is always again the problem with the sacrament of confirmation. If we think that it's a once and for all, you've done everything you need to do to be a good and faithful Christian or good and faithful Catholic Christian, and that's far from the case. Again, in fact, that's a garbage understanding of confirmation. It's not what confirmation is about. We constantly have to hear this word spoken to us to get it less wrong and maybe a little bit more right. And the example of the people of Iconium, the people of Lystra, in Paul and Barnabas' journeys kind of show us that. In the gospel, Jesus is still at the Last Supper with these great speeches that he is making. And the one thing that he tells the apostles at the end is that they will not be left alone and abandoned and lost. That the Spirit, the advocate, will come, and the Spirit's job and its role is to remind us of everything that Jesus said and did. That is so important to know and to remember. Again, that what Easter offers us is a chance to remember what is good about us, what is wondrously created about us, how gloriously and wonderfully made we are as humanity, as the image and likeness of God, as something that shows us, that the Spirit shows us, again, what we can be, what we must be in this world. It is not a focus upon our faults and failings, upon our losses, upon the many mistakes that we make. That is not why Jesus rises from the dead. He would not have risen from the dead if that was all that this was about. It is about remembering who and what we are and what we must be in this world as people who dare to believe in a world of confusion and challenge. Easter is supposed to strengthen us year after year to recognize the Spirit working in our midst so that we may become, again, the witnesses the world needs us to be, of other ways of thinking and doing, of other paths to follow, of other avenues to set our feet upon, so that we can move more and more into that understanding of hope and of love and of wonder and of mercy. All those things that are not just intangible feelings and emotions, but all of those things that give us life and help us not just to endure what life gives us, but helps us to navigate through it to wonderful and glorious days ahead of us. That is the truth and promise of resurrection. Again, not a fantasy, not some kind of wishful thinking or some kind of dead and endless and bottomless hope. It is something that allows us to establish our roles as people this world needs us to be. A people of hope, a people of love, a people of joy, a people of generosity, a people who know that the new life given to the world by Christ is something that the world needs to embrace and live out of. A continued blessed Easter, people of God and people of St. Francis. May the Lord give you his peace.